Hey guys, welcome to another Artist Diary. My name is Marnice and I believe this is episode 5. So I'm so excited to share with you what I did today. I was homesick and wasn't really feeling good, but when I started to feel better, I decided since I was already off for the day, I was going to sit down and paint, and I got so much done. I'm so happy with the results today. Firstly, I worked on this figure. So I just jazzled a bit of this acrylic artist pad, which I really love this for quick work and for fast pieces. The paper is really durable. It does tend to warp after the fact, but I find that if I lay the tape down when I'm painting and then dry it quickly, that's not so much of a problem. So I just jazzled this artist pad and started painting, layered a layer of gesso, and then went ahead and started with my lady in red. That's what I've titled it. Can you hear how I'm talking, how excited I am? Anyway, so I put down a background and then I built up the colors in both the dress and in the skin tone, and then finally I did black here and I used the palette knife with it since I'm really into finding ways to incorporate the palette knife into my paintings. I really love working with it, and I hear people comment that they try to avoid it, but I'm just so excited to see how the technique comes out, and so it kind of distressed the whole painting and gave it a bit more oomph. I feel like it gave this simple portrait an edge. And so again, I didn't work with a model. I just kind of created a shape. Now I did sketch the shape and it took me a long time, because when I tell you I can't draw, I sincerely mean I cannot draw. But when I finally was happy with it and just a basic shape, I started to fill in with the layering of the skin and both the dress. For the dress, I use both scarlet and crimson red. I use a mixture of the reds with burnt umber to put in some detail. And for the skin, that's white, titanium white, some lemon yellow, and some raw umber. So I'll go ahead and do a close-up now. Starting at the hair, you can see that it's slightly frayed and unfinished, but that is okay with me. I love how it took that different texture into this otherwise simple painting. In the dress, you can catch a bit of my highlight. I did use some titanium white. I tried to create some shadows. That hand was an epic fail trying to draw it, so I kind of just blended some shadows over it. And then I finished off with the dress. Those panelings that I created were from the raw sienna and just a mixture of red. And I, of course, outlined with some black, some lamb black. And so that is the complete lady in red. Oh my god, I love how it came out, and I'm so happily going to be putting this in my collection. Anyway, I did do 2 more pieces in this painting session because I again was on a roll. I followed Poppy's painting tutorial by Painting with Jane, and I'll link her channel down below. I love Jane and I love her tutorials. They're so easy to follow along. They're so easy to go ahead and use it just as a basis if you want to go ahead and become more creative. I love how she explains the technique. She really went into detail about how to use a palette knife. And so we'll go ahead and show the first one that I did. So this is my Poppy's painting number 1. I followed along step by step with Jane's video that she put up, I believe, last evening, and I just saw it this afternoon and followed along. It took me about 30 to 40 minutes to complete this painting. It's an impressionist acrylic painting, completely done with a palette knife, which I absolutely love, except for, of course, the initial background and the juzzling that I did. The entire piece is done with a palette knife. I love how this came out, and I was so impressed with the technique, and it makes me want to learn more about impressionist painting styles, and so I'm gonna mark that down as something to research in the future. Alright, so as you can see, the background is a bit of burnt sienna and some titanium white mixed over lightly, and then we went ahead and did another layer with the palette knife of white, burnt sienna, and a little black at the bottom, using the scraping method to get some abstractness in the background. And then we went ahead, added poppies, also using just the painting palette knife. We did buds and we did the stem, all with the palette knife. And I love this painting so much. It's something that I would buy if I saw it in a store. This is perfect. This is just a perfectly abstract portrait of poppies. So far, I've gotten great feedback online from when I've posted it on Instagram. My channel is linked below, and I was so happy with the technique that I did do another mini portrait of the poppies. This time without the video. I wanted to know if I could remember the technique and just practice it a bit more, because again, I was so happy with it. So this mini portrait is a 5x5 on canvas panel, and I did the techniques again, just making them a little more proportioned. I think my favorite part about this would be the background. I love how it kind of shines through and gives it a different dimension for the painting and the poppies. Now this one looks great alongside the original painting that I did, and I would love to actually do a few more portraits of these and make a bit of a mini series of just poppies or other flowers. So I'm going to keep that in mind for the future. So all in all, this painting session was just amazing. I love the techniques that I worked on. I love working with the palette knife. I love the colors, and out of the three, my favorite piece would have to be the lady in red, of course. I love just how the figure came out. I love that extra texture that the palette knife brought in with that dark hair and that little bit of edge that it brought into this painting. I love the poppies, and I think I'll continue to do a few more, maybe in various colors, colored backgrounds, maybe playing with just different amounts of poppies on this page. I'm not sure yet, but I'm just very happy with how this turned out. Thank you for watching this artist diary. If you have any comments or critiques below, please share them with me. I'd love to hear about them. All right, you have a good one. Bye.